Today I'm going to work on replacement of the anode rod on electric water heater. Anode rod or sacrificial rod that sacrifices itself before attacks the stainless steel tank, maybe aluminum, zinc or magnesium, and that is more noble material that is attacked before stainless steel, and that way it protects the stainless steel tank to avoid leak. To take it out, we need to take this plastic cover off, and it looks like that. It is 27 millimeters or 1 inch 1/16. I could use 27 millimeters with extension rod, but reading and watching many different videos, this is not so safe method, and it's very difficult to be done because pulling or pushing we can move the water tank and then cause more damage than we like to. I decided to purchase impact wrench that I learned many people recommend. I went to Harbor Freight and buy, but before I start anything, I did earlier and I will do it again, apply some PB Blaster and help it to loosen up, as these wrench rods are very difficult to be taken out. Before we start, I will need to shut off cold water. Needs to go down 90 degrees. We also need to switch breaker to cut off power. And before I start taking the rod out, I will need to drain about 2 gallons or more out of the water tank to relieve the pressure. And I have 25 feet water hose, garden hose, that I will use to take it out of the room. And we also will need to open any hot water faucet in the house. The closest is the best, and relieve the pressure at the same time that we drain the water out. And we need to open the hot water. Water is not really coming quickly out. That means that it could be clogged a little bit. I'll try to clean it, but wait for 2 gallons to come out and maybe close it open a few times so it will start to go a little faster. But it might be sediments that collected on the bottom, preventing it going quickly out, and I'm glad I'm doing that now, so I will eventually get it a little bit quicker. While I'm waiting on water to go out slowly, I will just try to move this rod with impact wrench, and I put this white line to see will that start to move or not. And I have also 3 settings for the power, 1, 2 and 3. I'll try first on 1, and if not going, I'll change to 2 or 3. So just put it on. So nothing is happening with number 1. I'll switch to number 2. Try again. Nothing on number 2 either. And I'll do that on number 3 and see will that work, because this is the highest power for this impact wrench. And let's see what happened here. And it started, so that's a good sign. I can continue with the impact wrench or go with extension bar, but I'm ready to take this out, and hopefully there will be no surprises for me to do it further. I had this water going into grass for some time and wanted to use this blue bucket just to collect the water and see the condition of it. Looks like it's not too dirty or having too many sediments. So I'm about 2 gallons now, in my opinion. I'm gonna close the water and start taking rod out. Now drain is closed and I'm ready to work on the rod. Now I have loosened up the rod and I'll try to use my extension rod to not to damage the threads with the impact wrench, and it really goes easy. So this is the way I will have to take it out and pay attention on condition of rod itself and water releasing the pressure. Okay, the rod is completely loosened. I'm gonna take it out and watch for the water pressure, but it's not going any, and it's very hot. But look at this. This is completely eaten and water is coming out, so that means that I need to release more water out, because I don't want to go into this wall of the water heater. So I'm gonna close it and work on water a little bit more out, empty it. Now while I took the rod out and released the pressure, water is coming out quickly, so I'm gonna count on that water level will go completely down and I will not have leaks in the wall. Now I'm gonna try again to take this rod out and see the water level. So it is good, water is down, and I will shut off the drain. Now I can take all this old rod out and be careful that I don't lose any of these pieces back into tank. So I will stop recording and pull this out and show you how it looks when I'm done. So this is all what's left of this rod. So from top to bottom, it's less than 3 feet left, and just a little bit of this material that is either aluminum, magnesium or zinc, which in my opinion is not so bad because it's still something to be used after all these years. I'm not sure how many years exactly, but when I replace this with a new one, now it's telling me that new one will be sacrificing itself, while this was not completely just wire, and that's a good sign. This is my replacement aluminum rod, but just for orientation, if you go all the way down like that, then my length will be above the drain, which I learned that as long as it's above the drain, it's okay. So I will try it and see about cutting. So doesn't matter how long it is, I don't have clearance to put it back in, so I will have to cut, maybe start with a couple of inches and see will that be okay to go back into tank. So that will be pretty safe then after I cut a couple of inches to fit in without touching the bottom and damaging the coating of the stainless steel tank. Now a couple of inches shorter, it can fit in. That's good. And before I actually install it in, I'm gonna take these stickers off to not have them end up in a tank, make a mess. So I'll take that off and then put some white tape, plumbing tape around to seal better. Okay, now stickers are off, white tape is around for maybe 3 revolution, and I'm gonna put it in tank. Now I will just use the extension and snag it pretty tight. Will not use impact wrench to not to damage it. And I think I'm done. I will just check for the leak maybe 10-15 minutes after, or even tomorrow, and see is there any leak. But I'm pretty sure that I've done good with white tape, and then the threads were clean. So I think that's good now. I will also use this paper towel that I put around, and I will take it after I start water and power, and I'll check it, will there be any moisture or not, and check visually also around the rod, and make sure that I'm not having any leak. What is left is to let cold water on, and I have also kitchen faucet open, which is okay. I will wait for the nice stream to go out after I let water go, and then we will do power after tank is full, to avoid burning of the elements, heat elements, which are here. Two of them, one on top, one on bottom. So let's do the water. And we have now water going in nice stream in the kitchen and the faucet. So I'll just give it maybe 5-10 seconds more. It looks like it's good, and some air bursts are coming out, so that's good sign. And once it's all this going nice and smooth, I'll shut the water out and off, and then know that tank is full and no air inside. Water tank is full, and I can turn the breaker on. Everything is back the way it was after new rod is on, and I see that there is no wet parts of this paper towel that I put in, and there is no also water leak. But I will keep checking this maybe 15 minutes after, or even tomorrow, and make sure that is all okay. But this is it. That's all what it takes to replace another rod. Simple little nerve wrecking, because of we don't know what will happen with the rod taking it out, but it's fairly easy, simple to do for anybody. I appreciate everybody's videos that I watched, and hints and tips that they gave me. I hope my video will be able to help somebody else. I wanted to do it as quick as possible. It's about 10 minutes. If you will have any questions or comments, I'll be more than glad to answer. Thank you for watching, and good luck if you do it yourself.